So basically, in our last class, we were saying the chapter 4, which is working with lists and dictionaries. Okay, so let's start again. So let us see. So, how do you declare a list basically? So, we use x is equal to, so basically, the chapter 4 we have working with lists and dictionaries. You know about list, you know about dictionaries. We have already seen multiple examples of list and dictionaries. Okay, so in this chapter we will see some more concepts about list and dictionaries. Okay, most of the concepts we have already covered, but yeah, few more concepts we will also study about the list and dictionary in this chapter. Okay, so how do you declare a list basically? So we write square brackets to declare a list. X is equal to something like that, 9 7 8 or 5. So this is basically a list. Basically we use a square brackets. We use square brackets. This is the open square bracket. It is a closed square bracket. We use square brackets to declare a list. So basically it is a list. And this list basically has 4 items. And each of the item is separated by a comma. So the items are 9 7 8 5. So this list has basically 4 items and each item is separated by a comma. Yeah. So how do I know that? How do I know that basically this is a list and what are the number of items? The number of items are 4. So how do I know that? Suppose you are given a long list, then do you manually count the number of items? Suppose I have this much of long list. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 8, 7. Okay. So suppose I have this much of long list. And if I want to know what are the number of items in a list, should I count all the numbers? No, this is a manual task and we are doing programming. So there should be some function which will tell us that what is the number of items in this list. So let us see these two things. One is what is the type of this, whether it is a list or not. How do I know that it is a list? And the another thing is that what is the number of items in a list? So basically we use a type function. So inside a print function you can use a type function, and inside type you can pass the variable x, which is a list, and onto the output window you will have an output something like that, class list. Okay, and onto the output window you will have some kind of output, and here you can see that list is written. That means that x is a variable of type list. So now it is clear that it is basically a list. Okay, yeah, but if instead of these square brackets, if I use this parenthesis instead of square brackets, if I use the parenthesis, then what will happen? So if instead of this square bracket, if I use parenthesis here, and then if I try to print type of x, basically now I will have answer here tuple. So now x is not a list, x is now a tuple. So basically now what is the difference between a tuple and a list? So basically both of them are declared in a similar way. In list we use square brackets, but in a tuple we basically use parentheses. So what is the actual difference between a tuple and a list? Or they both are same things? Yeah, if they both are same things, there is no significance of using two different terminologies. One is list and another is tuple. If they are same, definitely they are not same. That's why we have two different things. One is list and another is tuple. So what is the difference between them? Okay, we will see that later, that what is the difference between a list and a tuple. But yeah, for now you can remember that a tuple is declared using parentheses, whereas a list is declared using square brackets. Okay. Now let us see the second thing. How do I know that what is the number of items in a list? Do I count manually or should I use some function? Yeah, definitely we have a function, and the function name is len. len, and now you can pass the value x here, and now I will have the output 4, because the 4 is the number of items in the list. Okay, 1 2 3 4, 4 is the number of items in a list, and now we have the answer 4. Okay, yeah, so basically you are not required to count manually what are the number of items in a list or what are the number of elements in a list. So you can count, you can say the items, or you can also say the elements. Okay, both are the same things. Or you can also say the number of objects in a list. Okay, anything you can say that. So basically this list has basically 4 items, and here we write that. And the len is the function which is used to basically know that what is the number of items. Yeah, so this is one thing. Yeah, so basically the number of items, now you can say that basically len x represents the number of items, and the number of items is basically, we use a variable n for that, and it is a convention, it is not necessary that use a variable n, but yeah, it is a convention, and it is a practice that whenever you use a variable to count the number of something, whenever you use a variable to count the number of something, basically you can choose n, because n stands for number. So we write a variable n is equal to len x, and then we can print n. So we will get the same output. So now you can see basically I have taken a variable n. Instead of n, I can use any other variable, like I can use a, b, c, d, e, f, g, h, any other variable, or any other string like help, or any other like hello world, something like that. I can use any kind of variable name here, but yeah, because len x basically returns the number of items, we usually use n as the number of items. Okay, तो हम क्या करते हैं कि आप n की जगह कोई सा भी वेरिएबल यूज कर सकते हो, लेकिन हम n ही यूज करते हैं क्योंकि n जो है वो नंबर को बताता है, n से नंबर बनता है और नंबर से n बनता है, तो इसीलिए जो है जनरली n का यूज करते हैं. जैसे कहीं पर हमको इंडेक्स यूज करना है तो इंडेक्स के लिए हम वेरिएबल i यूज कर लेते हैं. ठीक है, सो सपोज यू वांट टू यूज अ वेरिएबल to count the index, then we use a variable I, because I stands for index, so that's why we take variable something like that. So suppose now yeah, so the another thing is, suppose I want to print this list, then what should I do? Suppose I want to print this list, then what should I do? If I want to print this list, the simply I can use the print function, print, and inside that I can write x, and now I will get the output 9, 7, 8, and 5. Simple. Just use print x, print function, and inside that pass that list. Okay. Use the print function, and inside the print function pass the variable which contains the list, and you will get the output. Okay. This is one way to print a list, but yeah, many times we basically need to print individual elements of a list. Many times we need to print individual elements of a list, not just the entire list altogether. So basically we want output something like that, 9, 7, 8, and 5. We want output something like that, basically each item in a separate line. Okay. So what should I do that? In that case, basically we use a for loop. So what should I do that? Use a for loop to do that. For, and now you can use any variable name like z in x. And here you will get the output 9, 7, 8, 5. Okay. So if you want to print individual elements of a list separately, not all together, then we can use a for loop for z in x, then print z. Instead of z, you can use any other variable name. When this loop runs, first the value of z becomes 9, then 9 is printed, then the value of z will become 7, then 7 is printed, then the value of z becomes 8, then 8 is printed, and then the value of z becomes 5, then 5 is printed. Now, why each of the item is printed in a separate line? Because the print function has one more argument, and that is end. And the value of that argument is basically new line character. Whenever we use a print function, whenever you use a print function, then in conjunction with z, in addition to z, a new line character is also printed. So when the value of z is printed, a new line character is also printed because the value of end is a new line character. ठीक है, तो जब भी ये प्रिंट फंक्शन कॉल होगा, z की वैल्यू प्रिंट होगी और z की वैल्यू के साथ आपकी एंड की वैल्यू भी प्रिंट होगी, और एंड की वैल्यू जो होती है वो न्यू लाइन कैरेक्टर होता है. ठीक है, so first 9 is printed, then a new line is also printed. So our cursor becomes here. Okay, our cursor comes here. Then 7 is printed, then a new line is printed, then cursor comes here. Then 8 is printed, then new line is printed, then cursor comes here. Then 5 is printed and a new line is printed. Now cursor comes here. So now whatever I print after this, that will be printed here. So suppose I print like print hello, so that hello will be printed here, and after that a new line will be printed. So now my cursor will come here because the value of end is \n. Now suppose I want the output in a single line, that is one after the another, then what should I do? Just use end argument here. So just use end argument here z, and then end is equal to basically space. And now I will have the output like this: 9, 7, 8 and 5. Okay, so these things we have seen. Basically all these things are revision. So this way we can basically print a list. Yeah. Now let us see one more thing here. So basically this is a list, and now you know that how to count the number of items in a list, how to print a list. Okay, now let us see one more thing. What are the different kinds of a list? Basically we have different kinds of list. So you can see in this case all the items are of single data type. In this list all the items are of single data type. 9 is an integer, 7 is an integer, 8 is an integer and 5 is an integer. All the 4 items are of integer data types. Okay, but in a list I can contain multiple data types, items of multiple data types. Like suppose I can create a list like this: 9 which is an integer, then 8.61 which is a floating point number, then I can use a true which is a boolean variable, and then I can use a complex number like 2 plus 3j. Then I can also use a string here, that is hello, and then I can use a tuple here, that is 4, 5, and then I can also use a list here 9, 8 and 10. Even I can also use a range function also, because the output of range is also a sequence, and that can also come into that. So a list can contain an integer, a floating point number, a boolean number, a complex number, a string, a tuple or a list. So a list can contain items of multiple data types, not a single data type. Okay, yeah. So basically all these things are, this hello is a sequence, this hello is a sequence, this tuple is a sequence, and this list is also a sequence. We have seen, okay, we have seen this already, that string is a sequence, tuple is a sequence and list is a sequence, and the output of range is basically also a sequence, and that sequence is also known as range. Okay, and now so basically if instead of square brackets I use parenthesis, now then it becomes a tuple. Yeah. And for a dictionary basically we use the curly braces, and if I write something like that x is equal to, and using curly braces, that means I am basically trying to make a dictionary. But in a dictionary each item is not a single item, each item is in basically key value pairs. Okay, so basically this is not a list like 9, 8, 7, it is not a list basically, because each item is a single item here. 9 is a single item, 8 is a single item. Okay, it is not a dictionary. In dictionary basically we use key value pairs, like I can use id, this is a key and the value is 10, and then this is single item, and the another item I can use name, and the value of name I can write like Ram. Okay, yeah. So basically this is a dictionary. and there are two items in dictionary. This is one item, this is the another item in a dictionary, and each item is separated by a comma, and each item is basically a key value pair. ID is a key, 10 is a value, name is a key, Ram is a value. We have seen this already. Okay, we will see more about dictionary after the list. For now it's enough. Yeah. Now we also have a concept of nested list. Okay, we also have a concept of nested list. Nested list means list inside list. Okay, so nested list is list inside list. So you can say that we can create a list like this. This is the list, and inside that I can create a list, another list. So basically this is a nested list. So we have a list. In this list we have three items, and each of the item is itself a list. In this list basically we have three items. This is first item, this is second item, and this is third item, and each of the item is itself a list. Like 1 2 3, this is a list, this is also a list, this is also, this concept is basically called nested list. Okay, this concept is basically known as nested list. Yeah. So in the case of nested loops, we have seen that there are many levels in the case of nested also. Like this is a 2-level of nested list. We can create a nested list of 3 levels, 4 levels, 5 levels. So let us see an example of a nested list of 3 levels. So in that case, I will have a list like 1, 2, and then 3, 4. And then we can create another list like 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now you can see basically this list. Okay, this is my outer list. Okay, this is my list, and this list has basically 3 levels of nesting. This list had 2 levels of nesting, but this list has 3 levels of nesting. So you can see that this is our outer list, and inside that list we have 2 items. One is this and another is this. Okay, so basically in the outermost list we have 2 items. One is this and the another is this. Each item is itself a list. जो पहला आइटम है ये भी एक लिस्ट है, सेकंड आइटम है ये भी लिस्ट है. इनफैक्ट जो फर्स्ट आइटम है वो इटसेल्फ ए नेस्टेड लिस्ट है ना, उसके अंदर भी लिस्ट है. जो पहला आइटम है वो खुद एक लिस्ट है, उसके अंदर 2 आइटम्स है, वो दोनों भी बेसिकली लिस्ट ही है. ठीक है, this way we can basically created more levels of nested lists. This is a 3-level nested list. We can create 4-level, 5-level, but that is beyond the scope of our syllabus. Okay, we will basically deal with only the nested lists of level 2. Just like the nested for loops, we have a nested list concept, and we will only deal with the 2 levels of nested lists and 2 levels of nested for loops. Okay, yeah. So now okay, now let us see the concept of indexes. Now let us see the concept of index. So suppose I have a list like 9, 8, 7, 6. Okay, suppose this is my list. So this has index 0, 1, 2 and 3. So we have indexes 0, 1, 2 and 3. These are the positive indexes for this list. Okay, the positive index starts from the first element and goes up to the last element, and the first item is basically the first index value is 0. And similarly we have a concept of negative index also. The negative index starts from the last element, -1, -2, -3 and then -4, and this way the negative index starts. Okay, yeah. So basically suppose if I represent the positive index by pi and the negative index by ni, and n is the number of items in a list, then we have a formula like pi minus ni is equal to n, which we had derived in our last class. So you can directly remember this formula, that pi minus ni is basically equal to n, where n is the number of items in a list, pi is the positive index, ni is the negative index. Okay, so let us use this formula and see whether it works or not. So suppose if I have given, for in this case I have given a list that has 4 number of elements, and suppose an item has a positive index 1, then I have to find the negative index. Okay, so use this formula and find the value of ni. Okay, so basically the question is, you have given a list in which there are 4 items. Okay, the question is, you have given a list in which there are 4 items and the positive index of an item is 1, then you have to find the negative index of the item. The answer should come to be -3. Let us see if it is coming or not. Okay, so pi is 1, ni we have to find, and the n is basically 4. So here I can use 1 minus 4 is equal to ni. So in that case I can write ni is equal to -3, and which is correct. The negative index is -3. Okay. Let's see one more case. Suppose you are given a negative index and then you have to find the positive index. So pi is given, pi you have to find, negative index you have to given, that is -1, number of item is 4, then pi plus 1 is equal to 4, and then the value of pi is 3, and that is correct. Okay, so basically now if you know the positive index of any item, you can find the negative index of the same item. And if you are given the negative index of an item, you can also find the positive index of an item using the simple formula this. Okay, so now I give you a question and let me know the answer. Okay, so now I give you a question and let me know the answer. So suppose I am given a list like this: 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 6, 4, 8, 9, 11. Okay, and you have to given that 0, 1, 2, 3. 3 is the index of this, then you have to find the negative index of this. Let me know the answer. देखो, ये एक लिस्ट है, इस लिस्ट के अंदर बेसिकली जितने भी आइटम्स हैं उन आइटम्स की 2 इंडेक्स होगी, है ना, एक पॉजिटिव इंडेक्स होगी और एक नेगेटिव इंडेक्स होगी. ठीक है, 2 आइटम, हर जो भी आइटम है उसकी 2 इंडेक्स होगी, है ना. एक तो 0, 1, 2, 3 इधर से चलेगी, एक -1, -2, -3 इस तरह से चलेगी, है ना. आपको क्या करना है, आपको ये करना है कि अगर आपको पॉजिटिव इंडेक्स दे रखी है तो आपको नेगेटिव इंडेक्स फाइंड करनी है, और अगर आपको नेगेटिव दे रखी है तो आपको पॉजिटिव फाइंड करनी है ना. जैसे ये वाला केस है ना, आपको क्या दे रखा है, पॉजिटिव इंडेक्स 3 है ना, ये आपको पता है, ये 0, 1, 2, 3, तो पॉजिटिव इंडेक्स क्या है, 3 है. आपको क्या करना है, नेगेटिव इंडेक्स फाइंड करनी है कि इसकी नेगेटिव इंडेक्स क्या होगी. फॉर्मूला कौन सा यूज करना है, ये वाला, पी माइनस एन आई इज इक्वल टू एन. एन क्या है आपका, नंबर ऑफ आइटम्स, है ना. एन क्या है इस लिस्ट में, नंबर ऑफ आइटम्स. ठीक है, तो देखो कैसे निकालेंगे. 3 दे रखा है मेरे को ये निकालना है. ठीक है, एक और क्वेश्चन देख लो आप, ये वाला, कि अगर मेरे को ये दे रखा है, जैसे मेरे को ये वाला दे रखा है ना, ये -3 है, अब मेरे को ये वाला निकालना है कि ये क्या होगा ना. दोनों ही केसेस देख लो, ये मेरा फॉर्मूला है. ठीक है ना. तो देखो 3 मेरे को दे रखा है, ये मेरे को निकालना है, -3 मेरे को दे रखा है, ये मेरे को निकालना है. कैसे निकालेंगे, सिंपल फॉर्मूला हमको यूज करना है. ठीक है, यहां पर क्या है, पी आई की वैल्यू 3 दे रखी है, तो 3 माइनस एन आई. एन आई तो फाइंड करना है आपको. एन की वैल्यू क्या है, काउंट करो, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 और 10. एन की वैल्यू है आपकी 10. ठीक है, तो ni की वैल्यू क्या आ जाएगी, 3 माइनस 10 इज इक्वल टू ni। तो ni की वैल्यू आपकी आ गई -7। ठीक है, तो ये आंसर आ रहा है मेरे पास -7, है ना। यहां पर आ रहा है मेरे पास -7। देखते हैं सही है क्या। अब ये वाला देखो, ये मेरे को -3 दे रखा है, ये वाला मेरे को निकालना है। कैसे करना है, लेट्स ट्राई दैट। तो व्हाट इज गिवन, द वैल्यू ऑफ ni इज गिवन एंड वी आर रिक्वायर्ड टू फाइंड द वैल्यू ऑफ pi। ठीक है, so what should I do, pi we have to find, ni we have to given -3, -3 is equal to n, and value of n is 10. So pi plus 3 is equal to 10. So pi is basically 7. Okay? So this answer is 7. Let us see if it is correct or not. So what do that? So what should I do? Start making indexes 0, 1, 2 and 3. ठीक है, 3 was given, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Yes, my answer was 7 and 7 is the positive index. Then 8 and 9. And start from here, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6 or -7. That means yes, the formula we have used is the correct formula, and we can use this formula to find a positive index and a negative index of an item. Okay, got it or still confused? Is it clear or still you have some confusion? Let me know. Meenal, got it? Okay. So now solve one more question. So suppose you have given a list. Okay, suppose you have given a list in which there are 17 items. Okay, you have given a list in which there are 17 items. Okay, and you are given that positive index of an item is 5. Positive index of an item is 5. And then you are required to find the negative index of the same item. Solve it quickly. बेसिकली पी आई इज यू हैव टू गिवन एंड यू हैव टू फाइंड द एन आई। ठीक है, कोई एक आइटम है जिसकी पॉजिटिव इंडेक्स 5 है, आपको दे रखी है, लिस्ट में टोटल 17 आइटम्स है, आपको उसी आइटम्स की। ओके, सो द आंसर इज -12। लेट अस सी अप्लाई दिस फॉर्मूला। सो पी आई माइनस एन आई इज इक्वल टू 17। let us see p minus 5 minus ni is equal to 17. So ni is basically equal to 5 minus 17, which is equal to -12. Yes, so -12 is the correct answer. Okay, yeah, solve one more question. So basically you are given 23 items. You are given 23 items and you have given the index of an item is -9, and then you are required to find the another index. Okay, so the question should be clear. There are 23 items in a list. Index of an item is -9, then you are required to find the another index of the same item. Yeah, 14 is the correct answer, Meenal. Why? Yeah. So basically, use this formula, Pi minus Ni is equal to N. So this is our formula. Okay. So basically, you are given an index and which is -9. Basically, -9 is given. That means the -9 is a negative index and you are required to find the positive index. So basically in this question, I did not give you whether the -9 is a positive index or -9 is a negative index. But it is clear, obvious, it is obvious that -9 is itself a negative index, because a positive index cannot be negative. So -9 is a negative index, it cannot be positive index, because positive index should be positive. So that means the -9 is the negative index. It is not given in the question, but it is obvious. It is not given in the question that minus 9 is a negative index, but it is obvious that minus 9 should be negative index because it cannot be positive index. So Pi basically you are required to find, and Ni is given and the value is 23. ठीक है. So Pi is equal to 23 minus 9, and which is 14. Okay. So 14 is the correct answer. Okay. Yeah. So now let us move to another concept. So suppose I am given a list now. I am given a list x is equal to 98754. Okay. And suppose if I print x minus 3, and if I print x4, and suppose if I print x minus 5. So what are the answers? 7. Okay, 7 here. Four here. Very good, Amit. What about minus 5? Yeah, 9 is the correct answer. Okay, so you got the concept basically. Yeah. Now, okay, so suppose if I want to change, suppose if I try to print x1, that means the answer will be 8. If I print x1, that means the answer will be 8. But suppose if I try to do this, x1 is equal to 7 or x1 is equal to your 3. Okay, x1 is equal to 3. So basically this 8 will become 3. Or you can write like this 8 will become 3. Okay. If I write x1 equal to 3, that means x1 will be changed to 3. x1 जो है वो change हो जाएगा और ये 3 हो जाएगा, है ना? So basically the way we use to print an item, the same way we can use to change an item. Basically we use x1 to print an item. We can use x1 is equal to something value, x1 is equal to some new value to change that item. Okay. सो बेसिकली हम क्या कर सकते हैं, किसी भी लिस्ट में कोई आइटम जो है वो चेंज भी कर सकते हैं इस तरह से ना. x1 इक्वल टू 3 कर दिया तो हमने क्या करा, x1 को चेंज कर दिया. सो बेसिकली वी कैन चेंज एन आइटम इन अ लिस्ट. ठीक है, तो हम किसी लिस्ट में कोई आइटम को चेंज कर सकते हैं, बट दिस इज नॉट पॉसिबल इन केस ऑफ ए लिस्ट. Suppose I have a list 98754, the same, okay, the same sequence I have, but this time I have a tuple. Okay, we can print a tuple in the same way we can print a list. There is no difference. जिस तरह से हम जो है एक लिस्ट को प्रिंट कर सकते हैं, उसी तरह से हम टपल को भी प्रिंट कर सकते हैं, उसी तरह से हम और किसी भी सीक्वेंस को प्रिंट कर सकते हैं ना. प्रिंट करने में कोई इश्यू नहीं है, बट वी कैन नॉट चेंज. लाइक इफ आई ट्राई टू राइट दैट y1 is equal to 3, that is wrong basically, because a tuple does not allow to change an element. एक बार आपने कोई टपल क्रिएट कर दिया तो अब आप उसको चेंज नहीं कर सकते, उसकी किसी भी वैल्यू को आप चेंज नहीं कर सकते. एंड दिस इज द मेजर डिफरेंस बिटवीन अ लिस्ट एंड अ टपल, and that's why we say that a list is a mutable. List is mutable. ठीक है, whereas list is mutable, whereas you can say tuple is not mutable. And instead of not mutable, we can also say immutable. So basically list is a mutable but whereas a tuple is not mutable, or you can say that immutable. Mutable means change. Okay, list is mutable means list can be changed. Items of a list can be changed. Tuple is not mutable, tuple is immutable means the items of a tuple cannot be changed. Okay? So there is the major difference between, this is the major difference between a list and a tuple. Now suppose if I want to print this list using its indexes, then how I can do that? Suppose if I want to print this list using its indexes, then how can I do that? You can use the for loop and range function like this. For I in range, and then inside range you can use a len function, and then you can write x, and then here you can use print xi. Okay, so this is another way to print a list. Okay, so this len x is basically the length of x, 1 2 3 4 5, and range 5 will be 0 1 2 3 or 4, and these are the indexes 0 1 2 3 4. Okay,